Hello, welcome to the Long, to the Hop and to the Cricket podcast. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy it. Good evening. Today, we're going to be covering the second test match between Sri Lanka and England. It's a good one.
Close one in the end.
How are you doing, Dave?
Introduce me to them.
Oh, sorry.
New listeners, they need to know
Yeah,
who I am.
if you're new and thinking about subscribing, then you should probably do it.
And also, if you're working on your game in the winter, send in some videos and we'll give you some pointers. I've got my coaching badges. You've got your coaching badges.
You haven't got any coaching badges.
I've got experience.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where'd you get experience? I'm interested.
Play county under 16s, under 19s,
16s. You
under
played,
23s.
what county was that?
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire. Interesting. You must have made some long trips at the weekend.
I played for the best team.
Yeah.
So and you're not bad. You played village,
Right.
but you like cricket, which we'll give you.
Okay.
Send in your videos and we'll give that coaching you need. It's like we are email accounts are open for you. Send in your problems. Maybe you're not getting down and playing the reverse sweepers as you like. Maybe it's the instalments of getting down. You like a little bit of help.
The instalments of getting down.
Well, if you're a
Is
big
that
man,
like
it is
a bad
instalments.
music video.
So, maybe your cover drive's slightly off.
Yeah, you'd know how to fix it.
Sure would.
Yeah.
Send your videos in.
Okay. No, but yeah.
Obviously, we couldn't show them.
Why
We
not?
could.
We should edit them and put like little arrows on them and stuff.
Yeah. But then I say that if you send one in, we'll like Skype call it and put it on the podcast, and we'll have an episode just.
What are
giving
you
guys
talking
feedback.
about? Today, we're doing the second test match between Sri Lanka and England. And if you can't be bothered to listen to the rest of it, England won.
2-0 up in the series.
Yeah.
Take the series, actually.
So that, if you want, you can turn it off now.
That's quite nice. We don't get to really do England winning away from home.
No, you're right.
We haven't had we've had one test win. We've never had a series win away from home on the Long Hop Cricket podcast. We've had a series draw. We've had a few losses. This is our first ever series win. And the 3 games we've covered away from home that have been wins, we've had 2 of them this series.
There you go.
They're dropping like flies,
Yeah.
coming like buses.
Hey?
Well, whenever you need one, they don't come up. When you don't need one, they come twice. It's a lot of those lines, isn't it?
Is that the thing about the police?
People need to know.
They're
I'm
never there when you
serious.
need them, and when you need them, they're never
Well, it's
there.
like they come like.
I've never heard the saying about...
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't. Nothing to do with buses. Never heard it.
They're never around when you need one, but 2 of them come at once when you don't.
Never heard
Then
that.
what?
You're definitely saying
No,
it wrong.
I know.
And plus, I've never heard it anyway.
I've got something I want to tell the guys.
Okay.
It goes a little something like
Sexist.
this, all right? So, hard work pays off.
Oh my God, you definitely don't know this.
What's the next bit? Hard work pays off. Can you help me? Good dreams can come true. Bad times. Good times.
You're such a...
So I've just had to. We've just had to do a little bit of editing there live because I've been dropped a
No.
particularly difficult word.
No, I didn't.
Anyway, let me just. We're all stunted now.
Right.
Dreams can come true. Hard work. No.
You don't know, do you?
Hard work pays off. Dreams can come true.
That's definitely not it.
Good times last.
No, that's not it.
Can you do it?
Good times don't last, but bad guys do.
No, it's bad times don't last.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm going to get it up.
Why? It's irrelevant.
No, they need to know.
You've definitely said it on here before. You did it as an intro once. I
think
can
you've done
almost
it as a-
promise you did it as
But
an
then
intro
there's been
once.
200 more subscribers since then. They need to know. What was his name? Do you know what? I actually looked at it the other day.
Do you know he's going to be on the Rogan podcast?
Yeah,
Not him, but
I think it's
Snake.
I think it's tonight. Jake the Snake's on there. I think it's tonight.
I'm buzzing for that.
I might just stay up late.
It annoys me sometimes when he has people on and only does like 50 minutes because he doesn't like them.
Oh, and you're not even holding the microphone.
It's
It
right by
doesn't
my
work like
mouth. It's right by my mouth.
Right.
Can they hear it?
No. They can't hear you either.
Yeah, they can.
They can't, Owen. Pull it out.
They definitely can hear me.
Owen, I'm not having you letting you do
You
it.
can't. Well, you're playing something they can't hear.
Yeah, I'm going to repeat it to them. Here we go, guys. Get ready for me. Hard work pays off. Dreams come true.
This is...
Bad times don't last. But bad guys do.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
That
But
is.
you got to watch the whole thing about him for that to be cool.
Yeah. It's a bit of a.
It's a bit cheesy otherwise.
It's still
But
on
the
Netflix.
whole point is it's meant to be
Jake the
cheesy.
Snake Roberts, but that isn't. That's Razor
Yeah,
Ramon, isn't it?
yeah.
Razor was bad as
If
well.
I'd have watched the wrestling back then, he'd have pissed me off as well.
Oh no, I remember watching
Perfect character
NWO
to annoy
Invasion.
you.
Bad boy. Naughty boy. They were all naughty. Hulk Hogan beat the Rocket with a chair, like battered him, and Stone Cold Steve Austin had to batter him, and he got battered.
You got to hit flat, man. Do not hit with an edge when you're hitting someone with a chair.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? In the
You-
small of the back. DDP.
Did you watch the DDP Joe Rogan podcast? Yeah. They talked about that. Was it a footballer or a basketball player?
Yeah, I don't know. Good game though. This one.
Yeah, let's start. England.
England 2, Croatia 1.
Wait, what did you reckon up to that?
I didn't,
What
I
does
can't
that
watch
mean?
It, mate.
What does this tournament mean? We've got another tournament in the summer.
It's meant to be that you can qualify if you're rubbish. It's just another way of qualifying for a major tournament. There's still normal qualifying.
But then we've got like a little championship in the summer, haven't we? A
Yeah,
semi-final and a
we
final.
can then qualify before we do the qualifying.
So we don't have to play the qualifying games.
Well, you do, but
You're already qualified,
yeah.
which effectively make those qualifying games friendlies.
But they're not meant for the big teams. It's meant for the rubbish teams, this one. Because there'll be finals in the lower ones as well.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
there'll
okay.
be some team that finished top of the worst group who will go in. I don't know how it works.
Cricket.
Yeah, mate.
So England win the toss. You know that's Joe Root's 6th or 7th toss on the bounce. He's won.
What's he gone with?
I don't know.
Wonder if he
Here we go.
changes.
A YouTube notification. Something about that new. Are you gonna get that new Fallout?
No, mate.
Nah.
No, I've
Good
never
today.
bought a Fallout game.
Oh, I did and got scared when the little ghoulies that came out.
I don't know why you get those open world games. You don't have the temperament for it.
You don't either. I've seen you trade every one you've had in.
That's not true.
God
the
of War?
Witcher, The Witcher. That's not an open world game.
But
That's
it's so
like the
big.
worst open world game. It's not a worst. It's a really good game, but that is not an open world game.
But it's. I've watched videos on it, and should we not get into it?
It wasn't that fun for me.
No.
I wasn't enjoying
You
it.
also did
Red Dead Redemption's brilliant.
You also traded another one, didn't you?
The Witcher.
Yeah.
It's just because if you don't play it constantly, forgot
Didn't
how
I
to
make
do
like a
the
little
controls and
fox
stuff.
man on there?
What?
Can you bring around Detroit for me?
No, I need to finish that.
You haven't finished it.
Not yet.
Anyway, England's first innings. So Root chooses to bat first, and we see Burns and Jennings open the batting for England. Burns makes up another good start, 43 off 81 balls, including 5 fours.
You could do the shipping podcast. Shipping podcast?
Yeah, I could, couldn't
shipping
I? Yeah.
forecast. You got that thing
Mm.
of like, let's try and make it interesting when it isn't. That kind of tone.
Yeah.
That's the tone you bring out.
I think I'm perfect
Is that
for
what you-
radio. Not my face.
Hey?
My face isn't perfect for radio. It's perfect for television and for
No.
girls.
No.
But my voice is. I should have a job in radio. Apart from that little time where I go, "What?" But that I change and I go.
Well, yeah,
a lot.
live.
And I change tempo a lot.
You'd struggle live, I think.
You've got a lovely podcasting voice.
No, I don't. It's
No, you
very
do.
nasally.
Yeah, but then
I was like, wow.
if you get past that,
If you get past the voice, it's nice.
like if you didn't,
If I didn't sound like I did, it would be good.
I think it's quite nice.
Cheers, mate. Should we get to the game? We go off topic quite a lot.
Jennings goes for one. Latmal hangs one outside his off stump, and we've seen him go out many times like that before. Obviously, still a problem against pace bowlers, Jennings. You said an interesting remark when we were watching the highlights. Cricket Sri Lanka of 20-minute day highlights, even for the last day. And there was only 2 wickets that went down on it. You made a remark saying it's all good and well having these batsmen that go on and make starts and hundreds like Jennings and Folkes, and Burns has got his 50s in his starts. But when we leave Sri Lanka, how many of them will fall by the wayside?
I was going to say, like, these new players who are actually turning out, they're doing well.
Yeah.
How many of them just in one series time will do nothing, and then we'll have to get rid
Well,
of
I
them?
think Jennings is certainly in that predicament. I think him against pace, when he comes back to England, I think he'll find it really difficult to score runs against pace, which is mad, seeing as he is. That's his natural conditions. Even when he was playing in South Africa, surely he was facing fast bowlers against a swinging ball.
I don't. Yeah,
It doesn't swing the same,
Well, if
but
you're an opener,
they're quick.
If you're an opener,
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
quick. We see Ben Stokes coming at number 3. What did you make of that?
silly.
You're not a fan?
No.
Why not?
No, because he's. If you were going to guess, why would you say I'm not a fan?
Well, that's not the
Because
point.
he doesn't have the temperament or technique.
No, I
which
don't.
are the two things required.
Completely. And also, he's a player that we should play to his strengths. It's weird. Joe Root, we're allowed to. For some reason, we're just allowed to say, yep, he can bat number 4. But then we'll say, yeah, we'll put Ben Stokes in there. We'll put Butler up the order. We'll put Moeen up the order. No, why don't we play to these guys' strengths as well? Oh, I know why. Because we've got a coach in there that does a rubbish job and allows people to play counter-attacking cricket
I forgot
every
we
day.
had a coach.
Yeah, he's pointless.
He's
He's a bad coach.
like
I can't tell.
he's got nothing to do with it, to the point that I forgot that we had one.
You forgot Freddie Flintoff was a cricketer at one point.
Yeah. It's like what he did, like as a kooky side thing for a
But
bit. Be a
Bad times
cricketer.
don't last,
I don't know what.
but bad guys do. Do you reckon that's what Stokes was saying in the courtroom?
Imagine if he said that.
Have you heard? There's some. We don't do the news on
How
this.
do you plead?
What was it? Time to work hard. No, how did it start?
Oh.
But bad guys. I don't know how to do it. But have you heard about cricket? The county in cricket. In cricket? Oh my god. I'm not on for radio, to be honest.
Not live, mate. You could do a recorded show.
Yeah, I could. But I could definitely do the commentary as well.
If you did a breakfast one.
I'll be better than Charles Nicholas and that other
Charles
guy,
Nicholas?
Ian
Who's
Ward.
that?
Who we just know he's just.
Who's Charles Nicholas?
He does like the verdict. He's the one player who's never played cricket. Would be me.
Oh, right. Where they bring up the little bit below to state like their credentials. Yours
Yeah.
would be like
It's just
took a
like-
catch in Year 7 house matches.
Charles Nicholas is Charles Nichols. One of those. He's just like, I'm a professional journalist.
Oh, right. Yeah,
It's like Jake Humphries who does the football.
Yeah, I
Not like
know.
mate.
It's like, mate, you can't do Formula 1 and football. Which one do you know about?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
He's annoying.
But the thing is, though,
I remember him being on like Insect Wars. There was a kids' TV program where they had to pretend they were watching insects fight on a table, but there was no. It was
Do you reckon
computer
that
generated.
bloke is an absolute tit when he was
Yeah.
at school? Just a horrible, like, cocky person. Being like, I'm going to be a
Of course
presenter
he
when I'm
was.
older.
It's just like him and Ben Stokes have been best mates.
What was I going to say?
I found a hole in my trackies.
Yeah, you've had
It's
those a
right
while.
to the skin. It's weird.
Though I've got the skills and the knowledge to probably commentate on like X sports. I'll do the skateboarding,
The X Games.
the X Games, X sports.
Nice. You can definitely do that.
I'd be able to be alongside
Can you
Rogan doing
name
UFC
me- Can you name? You do the UFC.
alongside
my-
Rogan, and then Sky Sports. I'll do the cricket.
Would you be a
Triple
colour
threat.
commentator in the UFC or the play-by-play?
I'd have to be the colour. I couldn't do play-by-play.
No,
No.
but if you do the colour, you got to know what you're talking about. Play-by-play, you don't.
But I thought, is Rogan colour?
Yeah.
He's the one who says all the tactical stuff.
Mm.
I'll do play-by-play then.
Yeah. So you got to do the adverts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like brought to you by 4K, the fastest thing in America.
Why did Goldberg leave the UFC?
Oh, it's just because they got taken over and they wanted to.
And they wanted someone new.
Did
Goldberg know what he was
They
doing?
fired loads of people when they didn't need to. They just.
Did Goldberg?
Yeah.
Did he know what he was doing?
He did the play-by-play. He didn't know what he was talking about.
No, he was just like, oh, he's got him on the floor.
Yeah, like, can he take these punches to the head, Joe? Like, no, he can't.
Anyway, is a county or a state in Australia, more like, or a cricketing body, that are asking for Warner and Smith's bands now to be given up. They'll be like, yeah, they've done enough.
Right.
Almost like
Of course
being
they
sat
are.
out
They
parole.
struggling really badly and they should be playing for them.
Anyway, Ben Stokes, not a natural number 3, gets played LBW for 19.
Yeah, it's just a weird decision to do.
Joe Root gets bowled between bat and pad. A bad, like a...
Genuinely got done by the one that didn't spin.
What was... I said I was going to use it on the podcast. Innocuous ball?
Innocuous.
Innocuous? I said I was
Innocuous.
How do you say it? Innocuous. That sounds like some sort of...
Innocuous.
Innocuous.
Yeah.
I've been watching documentaries on octopuses.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great.
They're cool, aren't they?
Have you been watching David Attenborough?
No, mate, I haven't. I've got no interest in penguins.
Oh, no, it's good.
I don't think I could be... I can't...
It's not all about climate...
I want to watch the one on lions.
It's not all about climate change.
I'm going to watch the one...
So
right.
they mention it briefly,
Right.
but it's only at the very end.
It's like, these are the best creatures in the world, and because of you, they'll all be dead, all of them. In 2 years' time, they'll all be dead. It's like, yeah. You said that 15 years ago when you were making documentaries.
So
you said they'd all be dead by now.
Are you a climate control denier? You with Trump, are you?
Yeah.
Have you watched that podcast when Joe Rogan gets that? Candice Owens. She's like a Trump supporter.
Oh, no, but I'm going to. I love it when they have arguments.
And
or just like ridiculously stupid people.
She has this, and then...
Not that I'm saying you have to be stupid.
Rogan comes out and says, you're just doing this for... Basically,
yeah,
you're just agreeing with everything to be kind of like be outright.
Yeah.
Because...
you can make money off it.
And then she goes, no, this is what I really believe in. And he was like, where's your stance on climate change? Because Trump and like the Conservatives, whatever they're called over there, are all denying it.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, I don't believe in it. And Rogan's just like, yeah, well, look at... And Jamie just gets up all this stuff.
I know.
He's like, you can't just tell people that. Because people will believe you because you've got like a following.
Yeah.
And she was just like, and he's like, have you done any research? She's like, I've looked at a few papers.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you haven't.
I know. It's
It's
annoying, isn't it?
Worth a watch. Josh Butler makes his 63 of 67 balls with 7 fours. Josh Butler looking in pretty good form, actually. Probably in the last 6 months, probably been the best.
He's been playing well for quite a while. He just doesn't make hundreds, does he?
Yeah, he doesn't really.
He just gets past 50 quite a lot, which is fine. Which is fine. He's a middle order batsman. That's fine.
Moeen Ali, who this time is batting at number 6 for England, not his number 3 role. Or
doesn't really matter where he bats, does it? Let's be honest. You're going to get the same 15 runs.
Well, this time he only picks up 10.
Right.
Folkes picks up 19 off 29, while Sam Curran comes in and saves the day.
Look quality, didn't he?
With 64 off. Was it 119 balls? So an actual test match innings with 6 sixes.
2.
That's 36 of his runs.
Yeah.
And another 4. That's 40 runs. But he's faced 120 balls. That's quite impressive.
Within 12 months, under 12 months, he'll be batting in the top 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a positive move or a negative move?
It's bad for how many quality English batsmen we've got.
England needed Sam Curran because they did find themselves 171 for 7. Before that, 165 for 6. And we saw ourselves in our normal position of 134 for 5. Again, the top order can't make runs. We see a handy 31 from Rash down the back end of the innings. And that gets England to 290 all out. What did you make of the first innings batting then, Owen?
Yeah. It was making a game of it, wasn't it? There's nothing great. It's a weird amalgamation. I was saying on paper, it's one of the nastiest looking batting lineups that England have ever had.
So what makes it nasty?
That there's barely anyone there plays in the position they should be playing in.
Well, the
Test match cricket.
2 openers are playing there.
Okay.
Ben Stokes not. Joe Root's a 4.
Yeah.
And the rest of them
aren't.
Sam Curran probably should be.
Apart from the tail. But do you know what I mean? It's like, it's a really weird lineup.
We do have a good tail, though, don't we? With Folkes and Curran.
I think, honestly, our team is a good tail.
It's a good...
The runs are made by...
Lower middle order.
Yeah, a good
team.
tail.
Yeah, and we get saved by them.
Our runs are.
How many times in the last 3 years have we seen 100 for 5?
It's 100 for 4. Pretty much can be guaranteed you'll see in one of England's innings in a test match.
Yeah.
Like, the odds would be awful.
That's what makes me feel like... I've just cut you there, but that makes me feel that it's a problem with the coach.
With the coach? I don't know.
There's a team
How is that-
mentality that's set up there that there's a problem because we've tried lots of different players, and I as long as I've known England play, I haven't seen them speak like this.
What do you think the coach is doing?
I don't think he's setting the right mentality.
What, you think he's a one-dayer?
He's promoting go out there and play your natural game, or go out there and, which is fine, but go out and play counter-attacking cricket, which doesn't work all the time.
You can't really counter-attack as well if you're opening the batting.
But they're
Do you know what
saying,
I'm saying?
So if you lose wickets, counter-attack.
Right.
Come
no,
back
I
with
know.
runs.
Yeah, no, but good advice for the openers on day one, ball one.
The openers are an exception to that. We haven't had good openers, apart from Cook. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't had a good opener in the last 3 years.
Does it feel weird
Apart
that
from
I
Alistair
think Burns is actually a good opener?
Yeah, I think it's
And
fine.
we've just seemed to have found one as soon as we lost when we had one good one before.
Do you think it's like?
It's like there's one good one.
I think it's like the curse of the Black Pearl.
I think it's really hard to find two good ones. I think if you got rid of Strauss and Cook back when Strauss retired, if they'd have both gone, we'd have found one then. I think there's always one opener. If it would have been Lythe and Jennings, one of them would have done all right.
I think it's time for Trevor
nap.
Bayliss to go.
I'm actually quite sleepy. Hey?
Yeah, I think it's time for Trevor Bayliss to go.
Yeah, there's no talk of it though, is there? Because they're winning, so no, they won't happen. It's weird that because in
mess.
football, managers get fired all the time.
If this was football, Trevor Bayliss would have gone a long time
it's
ago.
like I think they have to step down cricket coaches. I don't think anyone keeps an eye on him.
No, they don't.
It's just
And also because of the success we've had with the one day, it's because for some reason we've got a coach that does all three formats.
you said that before, and that is so weird when you think
We don't
about
have a
it.
team that does all three formats.
Yeah, it's so bizarre to have the same coach.
It's
for
not
all
many
three.
players that can play all three formats,
Yeah.
let alone a coach have all that responsibility. 290, I'd probably say about 60 runs short of par.
Not against Sri Lanka.
Trying to make a good go of it though in their second
I think
innings.
300 is probably par against Sri Lanka.
In the first innings, Pereira picks up 4 wickets. We see Push Pakumara picks up a 3, and Dhananjaya picks up 2. So a good spinning performance by Sri Lankan bowlers though.
Yeah.
Lakmal obviously picks up the first wicket of Jennings, but not much in the way of pace bowling going on after that. Sri Lanka's reply to England's first innings is 336 all out. So they come out with a lead of 46 for the first innings. We see Ben Stokes with a brilliant run out of... Oh dear. Karen, I heard the commentators say it. Karen Ratney,
The opener.
the opener.
It was a very good run out, to be fair.
I thought Leach bowled really well in that first innings, especially opening up nice and
I feel
early.
like all my crying about picking a spinner is paying off.
Yeah.
He's an actual proper spinner.
Silver goes to Leach for 6. Moeen picks up push.
Yeah.
Big pusher T for 4. We do see a partnership build. Sri Lanka were 31 for 2. The next wicket goes. A 90-odd run partnership happens, and Sri Lanka fought 127 for 3. And then quickly after that, they were able to get out Mendis and De Silva, which pushed Sri Lanka to 146 for 5.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the spinners picking up all the wickets, apart from the run out, obviously, in the first innings. But
do you think there's another spinner in international cricket who goes between leg spin and off spin?
like the Sri Lankan lad does.
I'm not sure
I imagine in like T20s there is.
Right. But I think here's the thing, if you're willing to put a comment, do you think that there's an international lull for cricket? It's like the worst time for a while for international cricket. Or do you think it's just because all of the test nations are like, all the training and nutrition everyone's got it now. Natural talent is harder to completely dominate. So you don't get 2 teams that murder everyone. So it seems like there's no world greats anymore.
Where it's a different game now, isn't it? With the introduction, like You think 2005 and beforehand was Australia's time?
Yeah, but when you think like Dennis Lilly and Jeff Thompson
There was no
and
T20,
Viv
was there?
Richards and all of that, I don't think anyone bowls as quick as them anymore.
I've got someone for you.
Mm.
Who bowls quick?
Yeah.
Craig Overton. So we see starts from the opener,
Yeah.
De Silva, and we see another lower order batsman, Silva, making 85 before Rashid gets him out. Joe Root picks up the wicket at Dick Weller, gets LBW, and we see, actually, England probably could have done better in clearing up the tail, because they do get Sri Lanka to 252 for 8, but partnerships back down towards the back end of the order.
Ben Stokes just a batsman now. We just
make 336. So they add 50 odd runs for the last 2 wickets, which is really useful. But
in this series, is he just a batsman?
Well, so's Curran really at the end of the day.
Because we're not bowling seam either team.
Anderson gets the ball, doesn't he? I think Curran has got a bit of an injury, so we might want to talk about the team going forward. But Curran and Stokes aren't going to get bowled much, are they? Do you remember when I kicked up the first saying you can't have Stokes as a third seamer?
Yeah.
There's been a few things on this tour which I've actually got wrong, which doesn't normally happen on this podcast. I'm not even lying.
What, you just blowing smoke up your ass?
Like, I get players' names wrong, and I picked banned players for series, right? Which is fine. Everyone does it.
It's not, but right.
But I've made some pretty big howlers, and they've come back to bite me. Like saying that Sri Lanka will win 3-0.
You didn't say that.
No, but I've said that. We'll, if we get tested and Sri Lanka make over 300, make close to 400, we'll need a third seamer that's better than Stokes. Stokes isn't bold.
Yeah, to be fair, I thought we'd be in trouble anyway just because of the batting lineup. Because it's so unknown.
I think
because we had 2 openers that aren't anywhere near to... We weren't anywhere near to knowing if they were good enough.
I'm wrestling with my
Didn't
phone
have a number
charger.
3, which is arguably like where your best batsman has to bat. So technically, we don't have a best batsman.
But then there's we've done I know you're going back to the batting, but there's big I don't know if the crack on my phone's
You all right, mate?
There's big question marks over the bowlers as well, over our spinners. Been big question marks over our spinners for such a long time now.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying about
And then
Leach.
That's why I was. Then Leach was almost unknown going into this series. We've seen him a couple of times. We know he's got a good county average.
You said you never wanted to play him. You just wanted to stick with Mo and Ali.
I never said that.
You did.
I didn't.
You did. We had an argument for an
No,
hour
I didn't say that. But what I'm saying is, I am wrong
YouTube,
about
mate.
that third seamer. It can be Stokes in these conditions.
In these, right? So he
Because
can
he
be
just
our
doesn't
third
bowl.
seamer if he doesn't bowl.
Yeah, because we don't use Curran.
Yeah, I know, but
We barely use Jimmy. In
you
103
can't
overs,
say you're wrong about him being a bad third seamer if we're not bowling seam.
We don't need a third seamer effect. We can have an all rounder
But
be that third seamer.
Yeah, so it's still an issue him being our third seamer.
No,
isn't it?
honestly, I think it's fine now. We don't use one,
Right.
and we
So
wouldn't
it's
be
irrelevant.
we wouldn't be using
So it's
Stuart
not
Broad. though,
solving
would
a
we?
problem.
We wouldn't be using Stuart Broad either.
But the problem of who's going to be the third seamer is still an issue. It's just not an issue now, but it will be.
Yeah, but we're not
It's
going to.
still a problem.
But when we go away from Sri Lanka, we're not going to be playing 3 spinners again.
No, I know.
The
So
spinning
it's still
question's a
problem.
big question going forward. But
Is it?
well, who gets it, Moeen Ali or Jack Leach? Because Jack Leach is having a corker out there. Rash is probably the one who's going to fall closest by the wayside, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Though I do like Adil Rashid. Not at the best of the series, but I think he's actually picked up wickets. And I think he's bowled better than he did in India.
I think
But he has been erratic at
between
times.
Jack Leach and Mo and Ali, if you're going to pick one, I would say to Mo and Ali, if you want to stay in the team,
He needs runs.
yeah.
Which I'm completely with you on that.
Because it's so close between them, and I would, if I'm going for an outright spinner, I'm picking Jack Leach
Do you
because
know
he's
what?
an outright spinner.
Do you know what I would love to see? I'm presuming we've got another test series after this somewhere in the winter. We normally do,
we
don't
should.
we?
We must surely
Is it
before
West
the English
Indies?
summer. We must do.
Yeah, well, I think it might be West Indies. But so come the first test in England,
Yeah,
what I want to see is Moeen Ali in the team,
really.
because I think he offers you something in English conditions.
Right.
But
Well, he's offering it you in Sri Lanka.
But alongside Jack Leach. Let's see what Jack Leach can do in England.
Yeah.
Because he could, if Jack Leach does really well, he can tick that question off, and then we don't need a Moeen Ali necessarily. Jack Leach can do really well in England as well.
I'll be pissed if they drop him after this series. If they're like, nah, we're happy with Moeen Ali. I'll be disappointed.
Shall we move on to England's second innings?
Yeah.
Sri Lanka take a lead of 46 into the second innings. And we see, I think it's an odd move. There's 1 over left in the day. England come out to bat, and they let Jack Leach take Jennings' spot. What do you reckon to that? You don't see that with openers. Alistair Cook would never have done that.
I don't know. It's weird. It is weird. How did they pick which opener they wanted to save?
Well, they're going to save the one who's going to be on the first on strike, aren't they?
Right.
Because there's no point in sending out the night watchman and him being at the other end. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but it's like... Yeah, I mean, all right.
It's almost like a straight up swap, isn't it? But I think you do that. Your openers go out, you got 1 over. And also, if you've got confidence in Jennings, he's a man who's made 140 out of the last game.
You would be peed, though, if you sent your openers out with dying light and they got out with 1 over left in a day.
I think they were saying, right, Jack Leach should get out in that last over, because as long as if he makes it or if he gets out, the game has to stop anyway. Because if he gets out third ball, the game stops.
So it's a good
that.
decision.
No, I don't think so. I think it's weak.
you just made the argument for it being a good decision.
I can see why it would be done.
Why would you not?
Because those are your openers. That's their job to go out and play. It's not like you've lost the wicket
But
and you need a watchman.
why risk it?
And then you have that morning of what do you do with the watchman? What does
the watchman just goes on.
Right. The argument
It's
is...
not like we're running out of time.
No, but...
If you're running out of time,
okay,
then there's a problem.
Listen to this. Should the watchman be there to frustrate Sri Lanka and stay in? Or does he have the freedom to go out there and smash it?
He can do whatever he likes. Doesn't matter. If he makes it to the next morning, he's done his job.
I think a watchman...
He's a night watchman.
Yeah,
he's done his job.
But then
he makes it to morning.
I think the next morning, the watchman can cause problems in the way he bats.
Oh, yeah, he could do.
I would have sent out the 2 openers. I don't think you needed a night watchman for that.
I
can
think if
see
there's
why
1
they did
over,
it.
that's the best argument for it.
But I can see why they've done it. I think Jennings should have gone out there. A man who scored 140 in his last game.
And then he gets his middle pole knocked out because he's trying to reverse sweep one. You go, brilliant.
So, Leach goes early from playing a sweep. Burns makes a 59. We were chatting off air, as you do, about Burns having a similar start, well, a very early start, and he played 2 games, but to your friend Stoneman.
My friend, yeah. No, I know him well.
Well, speak about him like you do.
Listen, I don't know why he got dropped,
but
I don't feel there's been a proper explanation as to why.
Burns has made a 50 here, and he's made starts really throughout the last 2 games.
Who do you think's in a stronger position, him or
Burns or
Jennings?
Yeah. Jennings has got 100. You can't...
Who would you rather have?
What, come the first test in England?
Yeah.
I don't know it at the moment.
Really?
At the moment, even though Jennings has got the 100, I'm going towards Burns.
Right.
But Burns might find it difficult in England as well.
True. But here's the question. You've got to pick someone and you can't get rid of them for a year.
So basically, Alistair Cook comes back.
Yeah, but you got to pick one of them for
Burns.
a year. Burns.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not a big Jennings fan.
Right. You tried. You tried really hard there.
He's got 100, right? But I don't...
You
I'm
did
not
try hard.
Jennings only picks up 26 this innings. He plays a reverse sweep that's too short.
Dead blatantly obvious he was going to play it before he played it.
Do your run by run on this.
He was. They were showing the highlights. They were zoomed on in his face, and he was just looking to behind the wicket keeper down
you may as well point
to
his
fine
bat
leg.
there,
Yeah. He was literally just looking, and then did the most blatant stare somewhere else to try and claim he wasn't going to do it. Started swapping his hands as he was bowling, and then it's just the wrong ball to play it to, and it's got out. I did notice though in the commentary, it was Atherton saying that you can't. It was when Butler got out playing a reverse sweep. I think he said you can't have a go at them and praise them for the same thing. I was like, you're absolutely right, mate, but you do. They do it all the time.
I want to.
I would never praise someone for playing a reverse sweep.
At the back end of this innings,
Wouldn't do it.
I'd like to bring up the sweeping question.
Unless I say that's not true. Depending on the situation.
Yeah.
If we're way in front and Josh Butler's knocking runs all over the place and there's a gap there and he tries to play a reverse sweep and gets out, I'll go, you can't have a go at him. He's the situation. Jennings opening the batting, no reverse sweeps, thank you.
Didn't open the batting.
Right,
third, three.
Right,
third.
but he does play reverse sweeps, opening the batting.
But Keaton Jennings, we'll get on to because I think the sweeping's a big thing to talk about.
Okay. And
I've got mixed views on it. I've almost got the after says you can't, but I definitely have. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
We'll talk about it. It'd be interesting to see what you think because I'd put you down as a purist of the game.
Yeah, of every sport.
Or like skateboarding.
I'm not sure that anyone's bodging with that, are they?
Yeah. I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
I bet you do.
Joe Root bringing himself at number 4, which you're not going to count the Night Watchman is technically number 3. He still finds his way to come in at number 4 though. So Stokes gets moved down the order. Now Joe Root's this is his second 100 in 3 games though, and we didn't think we'd say that for a while.
Yeah, I mean
scored 100 in the back end of the England summer.
Yeah, fair enough.
And now he's
this
at
is
100
more
here.
the sort of form you want.
It's a quick 100 as well.
It is a fast 100.
But the whole most sessions were going at 4, 4.5 and over.
Joe Root of old. He used to score hundreds rapido back in the day. He'd come in and he'd just get he'd be getting singles all over the place and then hitting 4s and stuff, and he'd soon be on a ton.
A strike rate of just under 85 isn't necessarily that different to what you would see Joe Root do in an ODI.
No, he plays very much the same. But I think he's a fast test match.
Yeah.
He scores quickly in test matches, and that results in he plays the same. He's an anchor in an ODI, isn't he?
But Joe Root goes for 124. Obviously, later on in the innings, he's one of the mainstays. Ben Stokes, a second ball duck from sweeping.
Mm-hmm.
Allows himself one ball to have a look at it and gets down, sweeps.
Totally misses the ball.
He brings his bat from a long way out and back into the line, but he can't get bat onto ball, and he's plumb. And he wastes a review.
When you say he brings his bat from way out and back in, what do you want him to do to play a sweep shot?
So what I'm saying is he's taking...
You want the ones where they already have it in place and nerdle it off it?
So what I want is... I'm showing Owen now what I want.
Right.
It's basically just to be like... like the paddle. Where it's just
where they've already got it in place and just push it round.
Just like that.
Right.
The dill shot effectively. So you're still in line.
Yeah.
Right? You're just playing French cricket.
Okay.
Rather than
a sweep shot.
Second ball, it's almost a slug sweep what he's playing. Second ball, I think that's a good idea. He's trying to leather that.
Yeah, no, I don't understand why you'd play a sweep.
Do you not condone the sweep shot?
No, I do.
I do. You are
I,
such an old school player.
No, I don't mind the sweep shot. I just don't I don't think they're I think they're just I don't think there's any tactic to why they're using it. They're just saying use it. Play the sweep shot. Like, okay, when are we going to could you decide to play shots? Like, okay, we're just playing the cover drive. Okay, everybody, just go to the cover drive. Like, what if he bowls it on my leg stump? Cover drive. Okay. When does anyone ever do that? That's the problem with a sweep shot. It mostly has to be pre-med.
Yeah.
You can't. It's not your second shot, is it?
No.
You can't go, right, I'm going to play a cover drive. Oh, he's bowled it there, I'll sweep it. Unless it's the loopiest bowler in the world.
But there are players like Josh Butler.
Right.
Okay. When I'm saying this, I'm pretty much saying it white ball.
Right.
Owen Morgan.
What are you saying?
Who have the ability... Jennings found this difficult, and so did Stokes, to play 2 shots to a ball. So they can go down the sweep, but then they can make those adjustments. Jennings didn't look like he could.
Sweep.
No, you watch Owen Morgan.
You can adjust and play the sweep slightly differently.
You watch Owen Morgan and he can play 2 shots to a ball.
You can't play a sweep and then get back out of it.
Do you think they're not...
Or you're not playing a sweep correctly then?
Here's a question. You're more... No, they're not. They're going down low. and then they're watching probably the length of the ball, aren't they? Because if they're going down low, on the line of it, they're probably going to play it no matter what. It's the length that they're worried about, surely. If you're going... Alexa, stop. If you're going to sweep and you're down there, you're going to sweep if it's online, aren't you? Even if it's straight, you're down there anyway.
If you're going to play a sweep shot, you don't have time to play another one. You can't bail out and play a different shot.
Owen Morgan does.
I don't think so.
I'll find your videos.
Okay, I'd be interested.
6% battery. But Owen Morgan can get down and he can make.
I'm sure he can play. He could go for a sweep and paddle sweep it instead.
He can't go down and get back up and play a forward defensive. No.
Right.
But he can go down and not have to go through with the reverse sweep. He can jam at it if you like.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like he could
shot.
He could go and then take some off it or do so. Yeah, that's fine.
But he's not going down and going, right, I'm in the sweep position, I have to play the sweep.
I'll tell you where people get in trouble is when they go down to play the sweep shot. Don't fully get down because the ball's short, and then they end up coming back up trying to still do it.
We saw Josh Butler
and Jennings did the same. One key tip, mate, when you're playing a sweep shot, back knee has to be on the floor. Don't get your back knee on the floor. You're going to really struggle to hit the ball.
You're playing the cover drive.
Sorry?
If you're Kuma Sangakara and you're playing the cover drive, does the back knee have to be on the floor then as well?
Some people get the back knee on the floor. It's not essential.
When goes on the floor on the cover drive, it's nothing better.
I would argue with that.
Apart from Kuma Sangakara's little dab down to third man, there's also nothing better than that. What's the best shot in the game?
It has to be the cover drive. You can't beat a cover drive. An on drive is nice.
Yeah, but I think the cover drive...
But you're never quite sure if they meant it because it's usually played with sort of like a straight back.
And the cover drive's got the lovely follow through, hasn't it?
Yeah. That's where Vince...
Yeah, it looks good.
He did me there. I was like, this guy can bat.
What about the dab down to third man?
That's a lovely shot.
When Kumar does it.
It's a lovely shot. I also like the bouncer... And you've seen it coming all day and dab over the top of the slips.
Oh, I don't like
when
that.
It's properly deliberate.
I don't like
Not
that.
when it's like a panic fling the bat at.
No, I don't like
that.
that.
When you just watch it, just play it over the top. Like, thank you very much.
There's nothing better than a good cut shot. Some of Cookie's cut shots.
Yeah, it feels like cheating to me.
And the dab shot doesn't?
No, that feels like finesse. Like anyone could play a cut shot.
What about the fastball on your stumps and you just knock it?
With the Dilshan.
But Dilshan used to go down low. Butler does it where he
gets out of the way. And
he plays French cricket, doesn't he?
Yeah, I know. No.
Now for purists, that's got to be a beautiful shot. All right.
Oh, I'm good, mate. You okay?
Should we continue with the cricket? How is battery 5% when it's charging? Could someone answer that? Why is it giving me updates saying the battery's running out when it's charging?
England won. It was a really good game.
Josh Butler makes 34. He's bowled, trying to play the reverse sweep. A ball that was actually going to miss the stumps, but he knocks it onto his own stumps. Moeen Ali makes another 10.
There you go.
There you go. Right
nice.
on point. We see Ben Folkes make a 65 not out. Have you been impressed with Ben Folkes in the last 2 games?
Yeah, mate. He's done well. He's done very well. He's like another Butler, isn't he? He's like having 2 Butlers.
He's not as
and you can just play one slightly high. He was there.
Yeah, but
he was having a right go and he was smelting it.
England make 346.
I think Sri Lanka were going to struggle.
With Joe Root 124, Burns 59, Folkes 65 not out.
I think England win that more times than not from that position.
So they set was it 300 runs to win? 301 runs to win. And Sri Lanka get mighty close, a lot closer than I thought they would.
Mm.
They actually looked on for it for some time, with the opener making 57, Karen Ratney. Sorry, guys. Angelo Matthews, the old pro, makes 88. Silver 37, Dick Weller 35. But before Matthews got out, they were 220 odd for 5. 80 runs, 5 wickets in hand. Where was your money at that point? 5 wickets in hand, 80 runs to get. Surely it's with Sri Lanka at that point. Although 1 wicket would.
I think
Sri Lanka just favouring it, maybe 55, 45?
Possibly.
60, 40?
I don't think their tail... Like, if it was England, you'd be backing England because their tail's strong.
I don't think
Sri Lanka have got a tail. Or they do have a tail,
But if Matthews stays there, he's a batsman that
I was going to say, who would you rather have? Matthews or Stokes.
Matthews.
Yeah.
I just don't rate Stokes anymore.
No, I never have.
No, you haven't, have you?
No.
Gets angry off the red balls
Yeah.
and all the other stuff. Decent.
Wonder what his political views are. Let's not.
No,
Let's leave it. That's a good thing, innit? We're nowhere near. We're not even remotely close to big enough that anyone cares what we actually think. Like, if this was a big podcast, the amount of shit that would pour into our comments would be horrific.
All the mistakes we make.
You'd have to stop. We'd have to stop reading it.
Yeah, you would. Yeah,
you wouldn't. You couldn't.
And the amount of things that we say are so. We're just two people that like to chat about cricket.
Yeah,
they're so debatable. The things we say.
Yeah,
and the mistakes we make on this show.
Yeah, it'd be terrible.
Well, and that's what I want. I want to deteriorate by looking at the comments because we're so big that I'm making big bucks.
Yeah.
You know, Julian Lescott tweeted his car when Villa got battered. Remember that?
Yes.
I'd do that. If the comments got too much and I was rich from the podcast, I'd just be... do you know what? Like, I'm a Villa fan.
Troll them back.
I'm a Villa fan, but I rated that as a tweet. I was like, yeah, fair enough. He got they got battered 6-0 by Liverpool. And then he just comes out with that. And then he comes out with like, "My fine tweet. I've tweeted in my pocket."
Tweeted in my pocket. Mate, you need to remind me at the end of the podcast. I got a question to ask you, but I want to wait until we're finished.
Okay. Leach picks up 5, Moeen 4, Rashid 1. Spinners do it again. Leach a fifer, Moeen 4, but I think Leach has had a really good. He probably would have been my man of the match. The question I was going to ask you, Owen, is what's the deal with England and the amount of spin, the amount of sweeps they were producing? The top 5, top 6 in the second innings all went to a sweep.
Yeah, I think it's just something they've agreed as like some team meeting or something.
It did seem like that,
and it's like we're going to play the sweep shot.
Where did you stand on that? Because it got them a lot of runs and they scored quickly.
I said before that I don't think you can just agree to play a shot. The sweep, I think, is the only one where you can slightly get away with it because you can play it. It's got such a wide range of where the ball can be pitching and you can still play a sweep shot to it.
Yeah.
But it's like we're only playing, like I said, it's like saying we're only going to play square cuts. Okay? That's the shot we're playing.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. Like, what if he bowls a different ball? That's our go-to shot, okay?
Yeah.
Like, no. So it's a good shot and sometimes is needed, but to have the mindset of just playing that shot is ridiculous.
Going back to the Athers comment of you can't praise and then take away.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on the fact that England scored a lot of runs from sweeping and they scored them quickly, and at times it put them into a... Can you take the microphone off your nose?
Why?
Because I'm sure...
No, I'm making no noise.
You don't know that.
I do.
You don't.
I do.
You don't.
Listen, you were listening to something on the television really loud, and I bet you they barely heard it.
Well, we'll
they
find
won't
out.
hear. I mean, they'll hear this. I'm talking into it. That's good. You see people like the old school microphones of football commentators.
Yeah, but they have a different...
Their nose is like ram right into it. Like, oh, he taking a ball. Oh, he just misses. He took it on his left foot.
But then
and it's a good shot from Chamberlain, but he's just missed the right hand up post. Pickford with a good dive. He had it covered, I think.
But what
Goal
they're
kick.
doing...
That was good, wasn't it? That would have had to have been Liverpool versus Everton. I'm a toffee, in case
it's
you
at a
didn't
constant level, so they know when to pitch it.
No.
When we're doing this...
No.
The microphone doesn't know what sound
the
it needs to be at.
microphone is fine. There's nothing wrong with the microphones.
No, that's the truth.
Or
if we spoke like
kicking
this...
off from the middle, it's 2-0, but that is a dangerous scoreline, 2-0.
If we spoke like this,
2-0.
we could make sure that the levelling was fine. But we move the microphone like this.
No, not me. I keep it
No,
to
you
the nose.
don't.
I do.
It was resting on your chest earlier. You can probably pick up your heartbeat. Anyway, England win by 53 runs. What was your question?
Yeah. Have we finished?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you wear flip-flops inside and not slippers?
Because... Oh, well, why would one want to wear slippers?
They're warm.
Yeah, I wear flip-flops easy.
But
slippers
they don't do anything.
No, they keep my feet off the dirty floor.
No, I get that, but wouldn't you rather wear slippers?
No.
But they're actually doing a job. Like, if it's cold, they'll keep your feet warm.
But these are doing a job.
They're not keeping your feet warm, though.
No, I haven't bought them to keep my feet warm.
All right. I'll just go for slippers. You're just getting a bonus job.
Yeah, but I don't really like hot feet.
Do you usually have hot feet anyway?
Yeah, I have sweaty feet.
Go for flip-flops then.
Well,
Good choice. That's why I asked it. It's just I didn't have the knowledge.
right. Well,
That's why you should ask questions. Don't be embarrassed to ask questions, all right?
will you please?
We
Please.
can listen back to it.
We will.
We will.
We will.
I'm not going to.
No, it's in your eye now, Aaron. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you give it a like. We'd love to have some more comments. There are some building up, but some more comments would be great because we like to go through your comments on particular episodes. Anyway, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. Owen's got...
My nose just cracked then as
Yeah,
well into
I
the
know,
mic. They
I
might
know.
have heard that.
They
All right.
will. They
I'm
will.
sorry.
And I'd hear this muffling.
I don't ever eat into the mic though.
Nor do I. We don't eat on this
People
show.
do that though on podcasts.
If we were to live stream, like do a day...
Yeah, a day.
Well, if we were to do it like a 50 over game...
What, you'd never do that. No one's ever listening to that. You'd have to do a 2020.
Even 2020 is like
That-
4.5 hours?
Yeah, that's not too bad.
We're getting a pizza.
yeah,
I've shown you that James Buckley one. When
I
the bloke's
know,
talking
yeah.
around, he's literally
You'd have to.
right eating.
That's where we'd have to have the mic stands if we're doing a
and, like,
4 hour.
a cough button.
Do you think?
We need mic stands, yes.
No, yeah, but
But
do you think people would listen to if we did a 4 hour, like a recorded one to a 2020 game? So obviously you're not going to watch it with the 2020, but
Difficult,
just as a
isn't it?
4 hour podcast whilst the 2020 game's going on, we can just talk rubbish as it's going on.
If it was a final of some sort, I'd
Do you think?
for it. But then let's say if I know they've done the T20s for this game. Like what worries me is
Sure, I mean, we
doing
don't
it,
get any views anyway, so surely it doesn't matter.
no doing it
It'd
live.
just be fun to do,
because we'd be commentating on it, wouldn't we? Really? Well, then having our own
sort of,
conversations.
but not really.
It's just zero people listening and just doing it. It's
No, I'm not
weird.
live streaming it. I'm
You're
talking
not?
about recording it and putting it on.
I think it would. On the other hand, live streaming would be good, and then just letting it just sit on YouTube for a while.
Yeah, I wouldn't take it off. I'd just leave it up there.
I'm all for taking it off.
Why?
Where's Cricket Captain gone?
Yeah.
Is that worth getting back up involved? It's just I need to kind of balance my work-life balance to get that in. Do you know what we could do?
Mm.
Is if we bank them up and but then it means I'm losing my whole weekend editing. But then just release one a week. Maybe it's something for the guys to think about at
It's
home.
the listeners can solve the problem
Yeah.
by getting thousands more of them to subscribe
Is that
and to watch.
is that for them to do? Or is that for us to do?
Well, I don't know thousands of people.
Do they?
Well, they'll know a few,
Yeah.
and they'll know a few.
Those 200
and then
people know more people than combined than we do, don't we?
Thank you.
Even though I'm very popular,
Mm.
I'll sort it.
Oh, cheers.
Anyway, we've been the Long
We
Hot
just
Cricket
need a break.
podcast, as in like a
No,
break away
as-
from it. We've
no.
done that a lot.
No, I think we need just like, a shout out from a big tuber.
Yes, Chris
Although I
Gale.
don't really think a big YouTuber would help. No one's interested in no footage, are they? It's completely the wrong platform.
Yeah.
So
But then let's be honest, the podcast has been like not intentionally. It's just been the last 10, 12 weeks. It's kind of been an afterthought for us, hasn't it?
been busy, mate.
We have been busy.
So it
But then-
happens.
This is a weeknight, and
Exactly.
we're shooting it.
Yeah.
We're shooting up, they might say.
Well,
Why did I say that?
that's not a good term, is it?
Anyway, we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to leave the listeners with?
I'm a slipper man, personally.